to get your headline record, but we do have a special guest tonight. I asked earlier, I think, maybe I did, how many locals we got? How many again? So you guys know the Reno News Review does the best local stuff. There's a paper here in town that does votes for like best local restaurant and coffee shop and radio DJ and stuff. They do best local comedian in Northern Nevada every year. Now, in 2012, yours truly. In 2013, yours truly. This year, this fucking guy I'm about to bring up here. I've never seen him before. He's very nice. He sent me a very nice message when he got it. And I know he's good because he opens for Hal Sparks. Guys, make him feel welcome. Mr. Richard Hunter, give it up!
What's up, Reno? How we doing? Like this, before I stepped up, she's like, hello. Hi. I'm going to give my own personal greeting. My name is Richard Hunter. I think we covered that. Dave explained that to you. I got into stand-up comedy because some stand-up comedian friends of mine told me that the wait staff at comedy clubs are notorious for sleeping with the comedians, which generally makes it a rough night for a couple of Mexican busboys back in the kitchen after I'm done. Well, they don't know that yet. You look like you might outlaw a little Espanol, sir. I'd appreciate you keeping that on the down low. I'm just saying. Probably sucks doing their job and then blowing me on top of it. No, kidding. I'm straight, sort of. I just got a new girlfriend, which I'm very excited about. I'm excited because she doesn't want kids. And when you're a guy like me that doesn't want kids, finding a girl that doesn't want kids is like finding a unicorn in an estrogen field. They're very rare. I knew I was in love when she looked at me in the car one day and she said, I need to stop by the drugstore and pick up my Every Child Left Behind pills. I just looked at her, I blurted out, are you an angel? She's got tattoos too. Edgy, kind of dirty, you know, which I like. I'll tell you what tattoo she doesn't have though. It's the Only God Can Judge Me tattoo. Have you seen this one? I'll tell you why this tattoo drives me crazy. The Only God Can Judge Me tattoo is just factually incorrect. I'm judging your Only God Can Judge Me tattoo right here in the frozen foods aisle where I'm seeing it for the first time. You see how easy that was? Your Only God Can Judge Me tattoo looks like you might have gotten it behind bars after you were judged by an actual judge. Or worse yet, 12 people who couldn't figure out how to get out of jury duty. You say Only God Can Judge Me, I say au contraire. See, I just judged you in French. Who's a couple? You guys are a couple, obviously. You're intertwined down there. How long you married, right? You married? Yeah, how long you been married? 10 years coming up. Congratulations, that's a whole decade. You guys have a porn policy? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You have a porn policy? You know what I'm talking about? Is it, I'll just go ahead and ask you, is it okay for him to view pornography in the marriage? No, okay. It's not okay. Listen, that's a fairly common response. You know, I will ask this question at shows, and invariably, a woman will come up to me after the show, and she will say, "I will have you know that I do not approve of my husband viewing pornography because it sets an unrealistic expectation for our sex life." And I look at her and I say, "Well, how about upping your game a little? Let's raise the bar, you know? What's wrong with a goal?" Plus, that doesn't even make sense to me, ma'am. I mean, you're telling me that just because your husband has a poster of a Ferrari tacked up on the wall of his garage, that he's not going to be interested in turning the ignition on your Honda Civic. He's just happy to be driving somewhere, right? Plus, if he needs to sex your Honda Civic up a little bit, stick a spoiler on it. Now, you guys aren't one of these couples on Facebook that messages each other publicly to talk about how much you're in love with each other and how you couldn't live with it. Have you seen this horrible abomination? These people that do this. Do me a favor. The next time you see a couple doing this, leave them a few messages. Okay? Something like, glad to see you two could finally work through your problems. Denise and I had a great time swinging with you guys last weekend. Bring it back down to reality, you know? Now, my girlfriend and I don't have any kids. We do have dogs, though, and our dogs are our kids. You know, we're dog parents. We have dog owners, dog lovers in the house, yes? Yeah, your headliner's a big one. I was talking to her a little while ago. We love our dogs. We like taking them to the dog park. You ever go to the dog park? It's a lot of fun. All the dogs play together. Can be a little awkward. There's always that one dog rapist going around trying to fuck all the other dogs. I always wonder if that dog's allowed to live within 500 feet of the doggy daycare. Get on some registry. One thing, all our dogs are rescues. Rescue dogs do make the best dogs, and one of ours, our pit bull, this is an absolutely true story. He was one of the dogs that was rescued from Michael Vick's dogfighting ring. This is an absolutely true story. 53 dogs pulled out of there, and he was one of them. And I tell you, because of this, and he's still very fearful and this sort of thing, very critical of Michael Vick publicly. I talk about this a lot. You know, I think the guy's a sociopath. And what I was not prepared for were people to say, oh, well, you're just being racist. Oh, you're just hating on Mike Vick because he's black. And I say to them, actually, no. Dogfighting is surprisingly well integrated. You know who loves a dogfight? Urban gangbangers and inbred hillbillies. Two groups of people that couldn't find another fucking thing on earth to have in common, but you could have a bring your crib to the Klan rally night if you had a dogfight to entertain. It is the Special Olympics of the lowest common denominator, let me tell you. Everybody gets a hug at the finish line. So we got a bachelor party going on back here. Congratulations, sir. I'll tell you, that is a bachelor party. Have you ever seen the polar opposite, which is the bachelorette party? You see this in casinos a lot. You ever see one of these disasters come parading through? There's a girl with a veil on, condoms glued on it. She's got some sash on that says some shit. She's drinking a fruity drink out of a novelty penis decanter. Meanwhile, across town in some cut-rate den of despair, her fiance is counting down the hours to the death of his independence. One song and $20 at a time. Back at the bachelorette party, the maid of honor is snapping some fun photos for a Facebook album. While meanwhile, back at the bachelor party, the best man is trying to formulate a plan to get his idiot friend blown one last time. And in the back of his mind, coming up with a plan as to what to do with that stripper's body in case the party gets a little out of hand. I am not from Reno, but I'm a transplant and enjoy living here in your town. Who's local? We have locals? Yes. I'll tell you one thing about you Reno folks. You will hold on to a shitty motel, won't you? They're everywhere. They're like on every, half of them aren't even open. They're boarded up and falling in, and you look on somebody's face when you suggest tearing it down. We may need that. We might reopen that. People might stay there. Every time I drive by one of those motels, I think it looks like the site of a Martin Luther King assassination. I look up on the balcony and I swear I see Jesse Jackson pointing. You guys also don't have pro sports teams, right? No pro sports team. You like the minor league, the Reno Aces. And then I guess what you do is you whatever major franchise is closest, right? That's the one you follow, like the Oakland A's or the San Francisco Giants. That must be kind of like being raised by a single mom and then you hope a real family invites you over for Christmas. We have veterans, military, anybody? Military, great. Good. Where's the gay military? No? Well, still in the closet, whole front row, that's okay. I understand. No, listen, I'm glad we got rid of Don't Ask, Don't Tell. You know I am, because that did not make sense. Don't ask, don't tell. Let me ask you, when's the last time you met a gay guy that could resist telling you a bunch of stuff even when you didn't ask him? Right? Secondly, I don't think we're giving the military enough credit. You know, it's like saying a couple of generations ago, these were the heroes that stared down the Cuban Missile Crisis, and now you're telling me that they're going to be afraid of a few heat seekers. See what I did there, sir? That was a dick joke. But it was a historically factual dick joke. It's the kind of dick joke you hear on the History Channel during Dick Joke Week. It's tough being a comedian these days. I tell you, we're not supposed to use the word retard anymore. You know about this? The word is taboo. Not supposed to use it anymore. I try to tell people, I say, listen, when I say retard, I'm not talking about people who were born mentally challenged. I'm talking about people who are just voluntarily plain fucking stupid. And there is a difference. And let me tell you something, mentally challenged people are smart enough to know the difference. I think there's going to come a day where Sarah Palin's kid is going to look at her and say, you know, I may have Down syndrome, but this bitch is a fucking retard. I'll leave you guys with this. I know what you've been thinking the last 10 minutes or so. That Richard Hunter, hilarious, but weird looking. Yeah, I know. And I look like this my whole life. You look like this, you used to get profiled by the cops. You know what I mean, black dude? I'm with you. Especially when they pull you over, what happens? They always want to search the car. So that's why I prepare for them with a wide selection of cop-themed gay porn I keep in my trunk. Figure if that cop's so goddamn certain he's going to find a joint on me, I'm going to make him work for it. You know what I mean? I want him to remember me. I hope you remember me too. My name's Richard Hunter. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, bro. Great job. What do you think?
One more time, Richard Hunter. There's a reason you fucking beat me.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. There's a reason you won. That's valid. I'll take it.